We're learning many lessons here on our first stop on our journey to win the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Many we're going to talk about a little bit later in the episode, but a few of the fun things that I've come to discover is Suriname is not, in fact, an island in the Caribbean, as I thought and maybe alluded to in yesterday's episode. It is actually a country on the northern end of South America, yet somehow plays with the North American Federation. You can look it all up. The other thing I learned is that the name of our team is actually the Dutch word for forwards. And if you were to say the word forwards in a heavy Dutch accent, well, it would sound like the way the word is pronounced. And that is Voorwaarts. The transfer window is open and reinforcements are on their way. Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 3 of The American Dream. I'm Mr. Cellophane. Thank you so very much for joining me today. If you like what you see, please make sure that you smash that like button. I can't believe I said smash the like button, but you know what I mean. Make sure that we can get this video out to as many people as possible. If you're enjoying it, somebody you may know or somebody you may not know might enjoy it as well. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not. You'll be notified whenever new videos come out. I usually make this plug at the end of the video. I'm sure I'm going to do the same today because I am a creature of habit after all, but I want to make sure that we feed that YouTube algorithm as we must. We start off on our team dynamics page. Now we are in the middle of February. The transfer window is open and we're going to get to all of the things that we have done so far because if you were paying attention yesterday, our team isn't the most talented on paper. We needed reinforcements. They are here, hopefully. But we do have a couple of grumpy players. Shirano Maui is unhappy that he feels there's sufficient quality depth in defense, or there is a lack of sufficient quality depth in defense. We are hoping to address that. None of the players we brought in so far are center backs, but I didn't realize how few of them we actually had that were of a serviceable nature. Also, Ramon Brafide, who is our right wing, who you saw in the last episode actually playing pretty decently, and we'll catch you up on what he has done since we last were together. Well, Robin Hood came in with a whopping bid of €0 for him, and he's upset that we didn't let him move on. Now, he's not one of the players on our team. They're few and far between that has any kind of transfer value. I personally think that he should have some kind of transfer value, especially if he is going to go to one of the 2 professional sides here in Suriname in Robin Hood. If you want to go to a better team and leave us with now yet another hole, this time on the right wing, then well, we should be compensated for it. Not an unreasonable request if you ask me. We have brought in some additional players, all of them coming in on loan, free loans. We're not paying any of their salaries. We're not paying any fees toward them. It's the only way we could bring players in. As you remember, we had $1 available in our wage budget. The first is midfielder Isaiah Grootvam. He is 20 years old, plays predominantly on the left side, stands at 6 foot. Apparently he is nailed to the ground though, jumping reach of 8, not fantastic. You will notice that all of the players we brought in are better than what we have, but still not necessarily fantastic. It is one of the limitations that we have. We have no reputation, no money. They're playing with a coach that doesn't really know what he's doing. He now has, I believe, 7 matches of experience when we get to look at where we came from. So Isaiah Grootvam is joining us. Brought in, we did bring in a center back, 6'2", Frans Montas, the 28-year-old Haitian. So we're allowed to have 5 foreign players on the squad. We had 0, so we now have 3. We'll show you the rest. Lots of cons, not a ton of pros. There isn't a huge market out there of players that would come to us. We kind of had to bring in whoever we could. Another center back standing at 6'6", just to be a big body in the middle, is Farid Acker. He is a dual French and French Guiana international, 25 years old coming him. Not the greatest personality. He is kind of versatile. He can kind of play any position along the back line, has a very good left foot as well. Shaquille Compagnie is a 22-year-old central midfielder. again, we needed bodies. If you remember, we had 0 central midfielders, or very few central midfielders. As you look on the right in the squad comparison right there, I don't think I'm actually here. If I do that right above my head, you'll see that we did bring in a few others. One of the others is Percy Delani. He is 27 years old, no caps. We got him on loan from Inter Vanica, 5'10", more pros than cons, although again, we're trying very hard to get a better personality mix in the club, and I'm not sure if we are succeeding on that realm. Anis Celerier, also from French Guiana and France. He is coming in a central midfielder, standing at 5'9". And the final player joining us, we kind of took a shot in the dark with Ivanildo Vaderberg, and I think we missed, looking for a backup goalkeeper. He's 6'1", kind of injury prone, kind of inconsistent, and kind of not really better than our 16-year-old Alberto Oostveld as a backup. So, yeah, I don't know about this one. He's on loan from Slee Juniors. We may send him back sooner rather than later. You may be wondering how we did on the pitch. Well, after beating Inter Vanica 3-1 to go 2-0 to start our season, we met up with Robin Hood, probably the preeminent team in Suriname, and even though the statistics were tilted toward Robin Hood, it was actually Shirano Maui who got on the board first, giving Voorwaarts a 1-0 lead in the 59th minute, but Shaquille Cairo came back just a couple of minutes later, tied things up, but a very strong performance in general. We didn't let the big guys really bully us around. 1-1 draw, picking up a point against Robin Hood is really the best result we could have expected from this match. Then we headed out on the road to Notch, made it 2 in a row, 1-1. Galgito Overman got us started just 2 minutes in, and I thought we might run away with this match, but as you can see, Notch really grew into this one. Kelshorn Durham scoring in the first couple of minutes of the second half. We were able to hold on, another 1-1 draw. And we thought the trend might continue when we headed back home taking on SNL, but we were absolutely wrong. We actually found a way to dominate this match in shots while being dominated pretty much everywhere else. 72% possession for SNL, but they could not do anything with it. Shirano Maui got the scoring started in the 22nd minute. Ramon Bravheid, who normally is the one centering for Shirano Maui, well, he got in on the action with a pair of goals just 2 minutes apart. 3-0, not dominant on the pitch, but definitely dominant on the scoreboard. And we managed to keep our scoring boots on as we headed on the road to take on Slee Jr. Calvin Jamesi getting his first goal of the year in the 7th minute. Shirano Maui scored, as well as Juan Pengel putting the nail in the coffin in the 88th minute. 3-1 on the road in the match we led 2-0 at halftime. Again, possession kind of going in the way of Slee Jr. We really are playing more of a counter-attacking type of, absorb a lot of the activity, a lot of the pressure type of system. We're not very talented passers. We're not very good dribblers. We're not very good with that whole ball control thing. We're getting a ton of shots off, not as many on target as I would like, but still a pretty decent offensive showing through the early portion of this season. And believe me, I am not complaining one little bit. I really did think we were going to be able to keep it going as we headed back home to take on mid-table team SV Santos. And this one was fairly even throughout. If you look at the XG, shots on goal, again, only 10 shots on goal, only 1 on target. They had 10 on goal, only 2 on target. So Enrico Vanderkust in goal, he really hasn't been tested a lot, which is good because he's not the greatest goalkeeper we had. Where SV Santos really dominated was in the possession numbers. They were able to finally break through. Lee Quincy Hellstone scoring in the 64th minute. That would be all they would need to hand Voorwaarts our first loss of the season. So through 7 matches, we are 4-2-1, sitting on 14 points with a +9 goal difference, which is a number I did not expect to see. To be completely honest with you, I was so down on this team when we first were set to hit the pitch in yesterday's episode, but we really have come alive. Now we've been very top heavy it's those guys up front for us that are really doing basically all the work and are showing their quality versus the rest of the team. Geronimo Maui currently sitting third in the league on goals with 6. Ramon Brofheid third in assists with 4. Other than that, though, our team has been kind of meh. 3 brand new faces in the starting lineup as we look to take on Leo Victor, currently sitting 7th on the table. They did beat us 3-1 in a friendly just before the regular season got underway. Vander Kust is going to get the start in goal. Assayas, once again, will be starting as our left back. We've got Serginho Boldevine as the right back. He's kind of been sharing time with the youngster Dil Rosen, who's really not a defensive player, like one marking, one tackling, but he's done a serviceable job for a 16-year-old, but we've kind of thrown him in with the Lions because Alfredo Mondo, to be perfectly fair, we thought he was going to be our right back for the whole season, but he really hasn't been doing it for us. In the middle, Shekhamar Boldevine is going to be paired up with a brand new player standing at 6'6" in Farid Acker. We're going to have Milano Apai at the base of the midfield with Wal Pengel in front of him. Isaiah Grootfam is getting the start on the left wing. Ramon Brofheid, still with the team, is going to be on the right-hand side. New face Percy Dolani is going to be our attacking midfielder. And, of course, Geronimo Maui leading the line, as always. We had a couple of tough matches where we drew 1-1. We bounced back with back-to-back victories where we scored 3 goals in each. We did lose our first match. Let's see how we bounce back from that. And a minute in, good save. Almost the second one in a row, but Nana Yeme scoring with a minute and 15 off of the clock. Shekhamar Boldevine making a mistake in the clearance, putting it right in his path. Vander Kust made the initial save. Jeme, again, Vander Kust got his hands on it as he moved into position, but they were really just relentless. And Leo Victor going up to a very early 1-0 lead with the first 2 shots of the match. Pressure being put on. 7 shots on goal to our 1. But nice play by Boldevine. Pengel playing it up for Maui. He's got a burst of speed into the box. Maui puts it on, but Pandoy is in perfect position. Not a really good finish, if you ask me. As we've seen in the early going in this first half, those chances are few and far between. In fact, that is our only shot on target so far for this first half. So we need to get a little bit better. Boldevine seeming a little demotivated by my team talk. You're just going to have to suck that one up, son. 10-6 your shots on goal, but Leo Victor enjoying 80% of the ball. So we're going to need to knock our passing directness down and knock the temp. Like, we're going to try something a little bit different, try to be a little bit more of a possession-based team when we do get it. Nice pick-up by Brofheid. He's got men coming forward. Maui in the middle, but Brofheid's going to take it himself, and he'll launch that into the stands. So another missed opportunity, and I'm afraid that that's what is going to be the story of the season of Voorwaarts. Acker with the corner. Shekhamar Boldevine, his first goal of the season. Why do we have a 6'6" center back taking our corners? We need that man in the middle. Are we that bereft at talent on the corner takers that we need to have Acker take our corners? But hey, picks up an assist in his debut. Shekhamar Boldevine. So the 2 center backs hooking up. Isaiah Grootfam is going to be coming out. He's not really good. I have been trying to cut down on the number of changes that I make in a match. I don't want to make changes for the sake of making changes. I want to make sure that anything that I do is really in the best interest of the team. So I've got players that are tired, players that are not really having a good match, although it's kind of hard to tell because we are Voorwaarts and half of our team generally is going to have a semi-decent at best match. Nice defense again. This center back pairing, I think we may have lucked into something. Acker and Boldevine, each playing decently well. Gravenberg to throw it in. These final third throw-ins are always so very dangerous, but Boldevine is going to be able to clear it out. Gets it as far as DeBoss near the midfield line. Played back up for Gravenberg, back for DeBoss. They're going to play it back and forth. Now they're going to get Yarme into that game of catch. Yeme into the middle. Roche Acidin unmarked on the near post. And yeah, that's not what we need. Not at all what we need. Is we're going to make some very late changes as we're going to try to, I don't know, get this one back. Although we really don't have any time to do that. 4 minutes added on at the end, and that was, I have to admit, that was more disappointing than I thought it was going to be. We had come back and tied it up in the 58th minute, made some amazing defensive plays, but Rocha Esadan able to get in there deep, unmarked, and he puts the header home past Van de Kust to give Leo Victor the 2-1 victory. We have picked up another big boy for the back, 6'6", 26-year-old Enrico Court coming in. We got him from Bintang Lahir. He was on, I guess, an amateur contract. I guess so, because they are an amateur team after all. So we're paying him 15 euros a week. So I really hope he pans out, because I think we just kind of obliterated our wage budget. It's not hard to obliterate a wage budget when it's 265 euros a week. Decent strength, great jumping reach. His heading ability is okay. He can also play on the left side, which is kind of a position we do need a little bit of help on as well. So hopefully we are starting to firm up our back line, and our defense is going to be more of a focal point of this team than perhaps it has been in the first 8 matches of this season. We have received a loan bid from PVV for Ramon Bravheid, and God, I love the 22-year-old. I love what he's brought. 2 goals, 4 assists in his 8 appearances, a 7.38 rating. The problem is the only person who's happy with Bravheid being here seems to be me. So if he wants to leave, we're going to let him leave, which means he's going to be actually on the bench for our next matchup. We are taking on top of the table SV Brokey. Van der Kust is getting the start once again in goal. We are going to bring in the new man, Enrico Court, as our left back. Acura and Boldevine are going to remain our center back pairing. We are also going to keep our buddy Cercinho Boldevine in as our right back, Apai as our defensive midfielder, Pengel ahead of him. Solario is going to get the start on the left wing. Calvin Gemesi, who was our number 10 to start the season, is going to get the start on the right wing. Percy Delaney is going to remain in there. Not really a great performance in the last match, but we're trying to, get our team cohesion together. Our team cohesion itself is actually pretty good, but as far as the guys on the pitch, getting them used to playing together, we're just going to have to keep throwing them out there until we get it right. Shirano Maui is once again going to be our striker. 8 appearances, 6 goals on the season. Let's see, what number can we give to Enrico Court? Number 3 looks good to me. Starting the season with 6 unbeaten, we've now lost our last 2 in a row. Both of those matches, though, by only 1 goal. Our possession numbers, not great, but again, we are not really a possession-based team, as Brokey carrying it forward early on in this match. Sporsledi sending it to the far post. Court sending it clear. Pinas, though, bringing it back in, and Okino Vens, again, getting deep for the opposition. We are allowing their strikers to just get in behind, and it doesn't matter how deep our defensive line plays, they're eventually going to get in there, although I think Vens was offside. I think he was offside, and they didn't call it, and I think we just got hard done against the top-of-the-table team. Well, we're going to need to get that one back, aren't we? We have managed a shot on goal early on, at least in the first 10 minutes of this match, which is something we did not do in the last, as Gemesi looking to pick up the clearance and take it forward. He's got Pengel in the middle, ahead for Maui, back for Pengel. He's got Delaney with a drive from just outside of the box, and that one's going to sail over the crossbar and not hit the target. That is our massive problem. For all of the goals we scored, we have a problem hitting the back of the net. But Anis Sellier making his starting debut. He did come in as a late substitution in the match last week. The 2-1 loss to Leo Victor. Able to pick him out, and it's Gemesi. So Gemesi pulling off what Bravheid would on that right-hand side. So maybe we don't need Bravheid after all. He and his €6 a week salary can go pound sand. Headed forward to Maui. Gemesi gets it for Pengel. Pushes it past one man. Pengel still with it. You gotta one more touch into the box. Increase your odds. Give yourself a better opportunity. Nice ball forward. Maui can't get there, but Pengel heading down the clearance. Maui into the box, shooting right in the breadbasket of Godfrey. Voorwaarts, though, showing some life. 5 shots on goal here in the first half. We're actually out-shooting the opposition. Court's going to track back that errant pass. Van der Kust just going to send it long in the direction of Maui. Knotted down. Shemessi's got it. Can he split the defense? He plays it across to his left. Maui with it. Maui with a shot. And along the grass, picking up his 7th goal of the year. 2nd assist on the match for Calvin Shemessi. And it's Brokey 1, Voorwaarts 2. And we are coming alive. And I think we're starting to. I know it's pretty early, and I don't want to make any predictions before they are due. But I think we're finally starting to get back into that mode of play that we always wanted to have, where we're getting forward quickly after winning back the ball, playing sound defense, even though, again, we're not the most talented. Another counterattack on. Maui into the middle. Pengel shooting once again from distance. And Godfrey doesn't need to make a play on that one as it goes out into the stands. But a good first 45 minutes. We're actually leading in possession. Decent XG. We are certainly outperforming our XG. Leading in shots on goal. 3 shots on target out of the 7. That is not a bad place to be. I know this is like hard-hitting, in-depth analysis that 3 shots on target will lead to goals, but in our case, absolutely. Oh, Court. The angle is just a little tight. It was actually Shemessi's header that missed the target. Court trying to make hay out of a bad situation, and unfortunately just strikes the wrong part of the post. 65 minutes have been played. We still lead 2-1. Now, Brokey came into this match at the top of the table, and they have been winning quite nicely. Court unable to get on the other end of that header, but Percy Delaney with his first goal of the season as Brokey unable to clear it beyond the edge of the box, and we take advantage of a good corner play. Pengel playing it back for Delaney. And Delaney gets a friendly deflection in the middle off of the defenseman. Ragavine, not much he could have done about that. We're actually physically doing pretty well. Now, Apaya is having a bit of a weak match in the defensive midfield, and we don't really have anybody who can replace him. Isaiah Grootvam can kind of play the position. We're going to give him an opportunity at the number 6. Croce with a free kick. That's going to clatter off of the woodwork, and he's going to get it back off of the clearance. Guys, can we put some pressure on him, please? I mean, he's not really doing a whole lot to move that ball around. Not showing a ton of skill. 3-1 is your score, and it looks like, barring any unforeseen late disaster, Voorwaarts is going to halt our losing streak at 2. The win will give us 17 points and move us into 5th place on the table, making the European, see where my brain is going, making the Continental competition Aquino Vines with his 10th of the year, his 2nd of the night. And with 2 minutes left, Brokey able to pull within 1. Making the Continental competition this year is not our goal. We are just trying to make some hay, hopefully get ourselves a coaching badge, hopefully improve ourselves to the point where we can find a real job, because while we are having a lot of fun here at Voorwaarts, I am not 100% sure if this is going to be a long-term destination for us, because frankly, yeah, we've got a lot of challenges here. If you liked what you saw, please make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. If you are brand new here, welcome in. I hope to see you tomorrow. We've got more action from our first season of the American Dream with SV Voorwaarts in Suriname. I hope to see you then. Take care. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.